From Snowbound to Hellbound, a hilarious scholarly analysis of Jack Torrance's frozen fate in Dantean terms. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is a film that leaves audiences with questions, chills, and an unforgettable final image. Jack Torrance frozen solid in the Overlook Hotel's hedge maze, his deranged grin locked in an eternal popsicle of doom. While this scene is undeniably chilling, pun intended, its deeper resonance lies in its eerie parallel to the final circle of hell in Dante Alighieri's Inferno. According to Dante, treachery is the worst of all sins, punished in the ninth circle by eternal encasement in ice. Jack's frosty demise is therefore not just a cinematic exclamation point, but a hilarious, and possibly intentional, nod to Dante's epic poem. Let us descend into this icy abyss and examine Jack Torrance as both a tragic sinner and an unwitting resident of the Inferno's most exclusive very important person section. Jack Torrance in the ninth circle of hell, treachery's cold embrace. Dante's ninth circle is reserved for the ultimate sinners, betrayers of trust, loyalty, and moral obligations. Here, Lucifer himself is imprisoned in ice, eternally chewing on history's greatest traitors, Judas Iscariot, Brutus, and Cassius. Jack Torrance's descent into madness, culminating in his betrayal of his family, marks him as a perfect candidate for this frozen fraternity. Let us count the ways in which Jack qualifies for a prime spot in Dante's icy real estate. Betrayal of his family. Jack begins the film as a father and provider, ostensibly bringing his family to the Overlook Hotel for a fresh start. Instead, he succumbs to the hotel's malevolent influence, attempting to murder Wendy and Danny with an axe. Treachery against your own wife and son? Check. Betrayal of trust. Jack also betrays the fundamental trust placed in him as the Overlook's caretaker. Rather than safeguarding the hotel, he becomes its tool for destruction. He even smashes its doors with an axe, surely a breach of his employment contract if not property law. Betrayal of himself. Perhaps most hilariously, Jack betrays his own dignity by spending his final moments frantically chasing a child through a snowy labyrinth, only to become a human ice sculpture. It's an ignoble end, even by ninth circle standards. The devil, the ice, and Jack Torrance's grin. In Dante's Inferno, Satan's eternal punishment is to remain trapped in ice, endlessly flapping his wings in a futile attempt to escape, a motion that only deepens the freezing cold. Jack Torrance's final scene echoes this tragicomic image. His twisted grin, frozen in the snow, is an unintentionally hilarious mirror of Lucifer's grotesque immobility. The parallels are uncanny. Frozen in time, both Jack and Satan are encased in ice, their movements and ambitions halted forever. Jack's final expression suggests he's caught between rage and a silent plea for a hot cocoa. The comedic irony of ice, Satan, the ultimate symbol of fiery rebellion, is punished with eternal cold. Similarly, Jack, a man who spends the film fuming with anger, ends up chilled to the bone. The cosmic irony is deliciously frosty. The grin of damnation. Jack's grin is as enigmatic as it is absurd. Is he amused by his predicament, smirking at the audience, or simply frozen mid-sneer? Whatever the case, it's a face that screams, "This is not how I thought this was going to end." The hedge maze as Dante's hell. The Overlook's hedge maze, where Jack meets his icy end, serves as a microcosm of Dante's hell. Its twisting, disorienting paths are a fitting parallel to the labyrinthine circles of the Inferno, where sinners are eternally lost in their guilt and suffering. Let's break it down. Disorientation and despair. Just as Dante's sinners are trapped in an endless cycle of torment, Jack wanders aimlessly through the maze, unable to escape. His increasingly frantic movements mirror the futility of those in the ninth circle, doomed to icy immobility. Symbol of Jack's betrayal. The maze is where Jack's treachery comes full circle. Betraying his role as father and protector, he becomes the hunter, chasing his own son with murderous intent. It is fitting, then, that the maze also becomes his tomb. Danny is Dante, Jack is Lucifer. In a hilariously ironic twist, it's Danny, not Virgil, who guides us through this Dantean allegory. Armed with nothing but his wits and the ability to walk backward in the snow, Danny outsmarts Jack, leaving him to flail helplessly in the icy wilderness like a low-rent Lucifer. Treachery, comedy, and the frozen legacy. The brilliance of Kubrick's frozen Jack Torrance lies in its darkly comedic underpinnings. Dante presents the ninth circle as a place of ultimate punishment, yet the absurdity of its imagery, the devil flapping his wings like an overambitious penguin, lends it a surreal humor. Kubrick's interpretation of this icy damnation follows suit. Jack's final fate, though horrific, is tinged with an undeniable absurdity. The logistics of freezing. One can't help but wonder how Jack froze so perfectly, his face locked in a devilish grin. Did he pause for a moment to ponder his failure? Or was he mid-scream when the cold took him? Either way, the result is unintentionally hilarious. The Lucifer starter kit. Jack's frozen demise feels like a visual audition for a minor spot in Dante's frozen lake of traitors. He may not rival Judas, but his betrayal of Wendy and Danny earns him at least a respectable corner in the ice. Conclusion: Dante, Kubrick, and the comedy of sin. Jack Torrance's frozen end in The Shining is more than just a chilling conclusion. It's a modern reimagining of Dante's Ninth Circle, a symbolic judgment for his betrayal and violence. But it's also an absurdly funny moment, capturing the inherent comedy of trying to outwit a child in a snow maze only to become an unintentional ice sculpture. Kubrick, like Dante, understood that sin and punishment are inextricably linked to irony. Jack's ultimate fate, mirroring Lucifer's, serves as both a cautionary tale and a cosmic joke. As Dante himself might say, if he had access to Kubrick's filmography, abandon all hope, ye who enter here, and bring a jacket.